And hello, everyone. Welcome. I don't have a catchy thing to say.
Ha.
Usually.
Why? Why don't you have anything catchy to say?
Well, because honestly, Monday is one of the days that's up in the question as to what it's called. So, but regardless, we are here with the currently named Sanguine Souls.
Okay. Cloaking out.
We will have a doge shortly. Currently, he is just
Yep.
this spooky voice somewhere.
I'm wrapping up. I'll be out there in a minute.
I've got my plot water all done
I
here
need more plot water.
and ready. Yeah, your plot water has a proof count.
Yeah. Still need it.
Fair enough. Which leads us in. We'll try a thing of trying to get going here on time and without much horrific to do. So, we are going to start as we do on many a night by rolling for recap.
I don't know about that, but that was a cool effect I just experienced half a second ago.
11.
11.
Wait, are we
What are we
rolling?
rolling?
We're rolling for recap.
Roll initiative.
I know. Initiative.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, just
It's
D20.
only D20, right?
Yeah.
All right. 17.
Hey, congratulations. Fluffy won initiative. What happened last time?
Well, we came to, well, some of us were already here, but I came to the Dark Woods, and I believe Wizard Man was with me. And Vantis is overseeing us here as we are here to to basically oversee civilization coming back to this region, as I understand it. But were we out on patrol or just heard shit out in the woods? I don't remember, but we ventured out into the woods to find our gun happy friend being munched on by a vampire, and had to take down a couple zombies while Vantis dealt with the vampire and chased it off, and thought our gun happy friend was dead, but she kind of woke up on our way back, and then we got back to town, and she has been introduced to another vampire-y type that is going to kind of show her the ropes.
Before we show her a rope. Anyway, making my switch over. Be out
Okay.
there in a minute.
I believe you would rather use a stake than a rope. But I get your connotation.
I'd rather use a longbow to deliver a stake from, 100 yards away.
Pleasant idea, but understood.
Anyways, I think that's everything. I don't think I missed anything.
Well,
Unless somebody wants to add in.
you did forget the part where the paladin dropped me. And then threw me.
I said you woke up. That is a logical response to something that is dead waking up.
I mean, there is that, but I still didn't appreciate being thrown.
Oh, I should have put my robe back on. Oh, this sucks.
Come under the blanket. Don't kill yourself in the process.
So I feel like I needed to make that other table. Come up here. It's longer to have everybody
Don't have it much taller though, because then I'm gonna look
Oh
like
no,
a
it's gonna be
child
it's gonna
with
be a
my
little.
head only
Yeah,
showing.
that's fine.
You're just gonna need a booster seat.
Uh,
It's okay. No one really minds if you order off the children's menu.
bite me.
Fight you or bite you?
Yes.
Because I'll do both.
One of those might get you in trouble.
She asked for it, though.
Oh God. Now we're both gonna be in trouble.
Alright. Joining in on this shit.
So, Mr. Man, do you have anything you want to add to the recap?
No, I mean, it seemed like a pretty accurate recap. She done fucked up, and now we're having to deal with the after effects.
All right.
It was an experiment.
Well, mainly me, because I vouched for your character, both being A, extremely interesting, and B, being an idiot.
Well, all right then.
I need to go get a Coke.
Bye.
Ditto. Except Pepsi, because Pepsi.
No, you're both wrong. Royal Crown. Fuck all y'all.
Royal counts.
Isn't it Crown Royal?
What happened to the... Oh, we drank them all.
Yeah, you said that the last time you made yourself a drink.
Yeah, I just literally came to that realization as I was saying that. If you didn't notice my pause mid-speech.
But seriously, isn't it Crown Royal, not Royal
I do
Crown?
No, no Royal
Makeup.
Crown because it's RC Cola.
Oh, RC Cola. Gotcha.
Crown
I haven't
Royals.
had.
Crown Royal's a rum, or not a rum, but a whiskey, isn't it?
Yes, Canadian.
Yeah.
That really makes me want to take Royal Crown and Crown Royal and make a drink out of it. The Royal Crown.
Royally crowned royal.
I mean, checks out to me.
But yeah, no, RC, I haven't had that shit in ages.
The one true cola.
Yeah, Pepsi.
No, Royal Crown.
Now I have a problem.
You're not proficient in that.
Bullshit. And even if I'm not, I can still use it, even at disadvantage. You're not proficient in that.
Watch me.
Watch you be proficient.
I'm the Dungeon Master. I'm proficient in all weapons.
What the hell's in my pocket? Oh, nothing. What has I got in my pockets? Oh, nothing.
Yeah, so watch yourself, Higgle.
Hoggle!
Whatever.
Yeah, new prop.
No, no. So.
Actually, can't even see it. Oh, there we go.
Yep. Yeah, I know. I'm going to have to adjust the camera.
No, I just need to come closer in
Well, that too.
and burn.
Yep.
Well, you can move the heater.
If I'm on fire?
Oh, well, maybe.
Only when you're on fire.
Only when you're on fire. Up until that point, suffer.
Let's make this awfulness start.
Indeed.
No, I meant my drink.
Eh. Both is good.
Both? Both is good.
All right. So.
Am I not picking anything up sound-wise, or is Fluffy not talking?
Oh, no, Fluffy's not talking right at the moment. So far as I'm aware.
No, I'm just listening.
Okay. I just want to make sure my shit was actually plugged in.
Sound check. All right.
I'm really curious if this camera is jacked up or what, because
Wait,
no
your camera
video.
Or
Yeah,
what?
mine, because no video for the last 2 nights.
Well, it worked that one time, so we thought it was alright.
Yeah, I don't.
Red light's on, but there's no video, so I don't know.
The light's
You might
on,
have
but
to. You
nobody's
might have
home.
to download drivers for it.
Mine's Silvercart.
Will you back the heater up, though?
Huh?
Will you back the heater up?
Back it up.
Yeah, away from us.
Like how far?
I don't
Back
know,
that
but it's
thing
blowing right up my ankle.
up. Giggity.
That good?
Thank you.
All right.
Oh,
So,
careful.
the
This just shows me I need to get the ultra fine tip.
the fledgling has been led away into the keep,
Fledgling.
leaving both Nick and Faisana standing on the bridge that leads further in. Left to your own devices, the senior paladin has gone to busy himself with other matters.
He just straight up dismissed us, didn't he?
Sort of.
Well, as I recall, we were supposed to go and try and talk to locals about finding out where vampire scum might make their lairs, possibly.
Because killing him would be wonderful.
Vampire scum.
Well, as far as locals to question, there are several of the forest guard that are...
I was going to say the scouts and hunters and stuff would be the ones to talk to, possibly.
Yes. They are currently, they're the ones that are around here. Patrol the streets very intermittently, but are mostly featured kind of at the docks. And the bridge leading to the keep. As those are the more vulnerable parts.
Right.
But
So we're on this bridge, yeah?
Yeah, you are currently up here, and there's probably one or two kind of overlooking each side of the span.
That sounds like, seems like those would be the people to talk to.
Are you asking me?
Mm-hmm.
Ideally, it sounds like we should probably gather a little bit more information before retiring to the inn, actually becoming level 2 proper. If this is just a continuation from where we left off.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So yeah, we could use a little bit of information gathering in the meantime.
I mean, we can do it on the way back to the, I mean, there's a couple guys standing here that we could talk to, and then we could just, you know, see what we could gain on our way back to the inn.
Yeah.
Get a head
I agree.
start on our search.
Mm-hmm.
You seem to be more in the... You've been here a time or two, I haven't, so I might let you take the lead on this.
No, I'm just extremely confused because I thought this was my binder.
No,
So where the hell did my binder go?
I have no idea. Not my turn to watch it.
Are you guys fucking with me, or...
I have a cat.
The cat got tired. This is literally my binder.
Okay, so I know I put it out here. What the fuck?
I don't think you did.
I got my binders.
Did you take it in last night? Or
Yeah,
is
I
it that
did.
one up there?
No, that's the gray one.
That's a great one.
That's my current rumor game one.
Hang on. Ah.
Okay, well, while we're waiting for him to figure out his life,
Fuck off. I know I brought it out here, goddammit. It was all in one big pile.
Out.
you find yourself being taken into a large, just across this. It opens up into a large courtyard, a fountain that has a kind of a perched lion as its masthead stands large within the confines. It seems to be out of order and whatnot. And the vampire just kind of takes a seat on the rim, just... Alright. Well, here's what we're going to do for you. We are going to quickly go to the stables and... Well, we're not going to tell the girls that that we're going to do this directly, but we're going to make a little bit of an experiment.
I don't mind experiments, but the stables?
Well, being such as you, we have different tastes, as it were.
You're a
Oh,
commoner.
Oh, well, we could have different tastes.
Are you expecting me to bite a live animal?
Oh no, that's uncivilized. We'll just bleed it a little bit. And then we'll have you take a little sip and see what happens.
Sounds repulsing, but sure.
Well, this is your life now, unless, of course, you want to opt out.
I really don't have time to opt out. There's something I need to get done.
Oh, well, then this is something that we're going to have to find out for you. Because we're not going to let you go running around and then figure out later that you have a very peculiar diet.
Is there any chance that I don't have to suck blood?
At this point now, you are much too young.
Perfect.
The thirst, you get better at managing it as you get older.
Alright, so I just need to grow up. That's...
Oh yes, I would say that you could probably go a week or two after your second century or so.
that long.
Well, everyone's different, but generally it takes quite a long time. By that time, you're probably glutted yourself on enough that you don't care to wait. Some go quite mad.
I can see why.
Yeah.
Alright, to the stable for this experiment. Just an experiment.
We'll start out with the milk of the land.
Cow?
Cattle. They're docile. They won't exactly be happy by it, but, take a little nip here and there and we'll see what's going on.
Alright. I will try. Can't be too much different than, eating them. Though they're dead by that point, but... However...
Just, well, no, I'd say wait out here, but you're going to need to see this.
Well, I am curious how you're planning to get this done, so...
He reaches into his vest and pulls out a knife.
Oh, so we're going the barbaric route.
How else do you suppose we're going to get blood from it?
I was hoping that I'm suspecting all your years that perhaps you'd found a better way.
Oh yes, I have quite a better way of doing it, but this is for you.
Oh, alright. Good to know.
I have my own supply.
Alright, so I need to get my own supply. Good to know.
Well, the thing is, I come from a much, well, I'm going to say more civilized sort.
I mean, I assumed myself civilized.
That is to say, I have heard some rather distasteful things about those of my ilk running around in these woods. I have a sneaking suspicion that you aren't from the sort of lineage my sire was.
I can't say I know much about the different lineages of these creatures.
Well, from what I've gathered, is the ones that are quote-unquote local are much more savage creatures.
Wonderful. I could be a savage.
Yeah,
Savage,
you've
savage.
managed to keep your mind thus far, so
They're
that's
not
a
even human.
that's a thing. I don't think there are many that came from my neck of the woods. Civilized, cultured, refined.
I'm sure if they were civilized and refined, they wouldn't be attacking people in the Darkwood.
Ah, well, my line is not from around here. And we had our own city for a while. Until some damned fool blew it up.
Unfortunate.
Yes, they dropped a city onto the city. Entire mess. Terrible.
Yo, dog, I heard you like cities.
But that's all the past, and the world is a completely different kettle of fish now.
In a lot of ways.
Oh, yes. I hope you were always more of a night owl.
I tend to burn the candle.
Yeah, good for you. He will take you into the stables where there's cows and kind of go about the process of drawing into a small stone bowl. You see he kind of rubs an ointment onto the cow, which seems afterwards that kind of closes up the injury. He manages well enough to keep it from freaking out from being slightly knifed. And then he hands you this bowl of just thick red fluid.
What can only be interpreted as blood. Don't look at me.
It'll be as delicate as you like on it, but bon appetit.
I can't say that this appeals.
Well, we can't go around having you take a nip out of someone right now just to see if you can stomach that.
I
There are
think-
some who only can handle animal blood, some who can only handle blood of people. I've heard there's some that can only subsist themselves off of demonic blood. Really tricky sort, I'd imagine, on that one.
Cheers.
Cheers.
And we'll sip from bowl.
It immediately makes your stomach churn and almost go into open revolt.
Oh, this is awful. Is this supposed to be like this?
Well,
Not typically.
I mean, animal blood, to me personally, has always been kind of a last resort, really. Thankfully, I haven't had to resort to that in quite some time.
Neat.
I don't think I can do this.
Well, go ahead and dispose of it there, and we'll... Hold on, you see him kind of open up his coat and just kind of riffle kind of riffle through it into a very deep set of pockets on the interior from the way his hand is reaching.
It's bigger on the inside.
Pulls out a bottle. Just. All right. Well. This ought to be something good. You do like fruit, don't you?
Yes.
Good. This one's supposed to be
A vegetarian.
a bit like strawberry. Kind of takes the cork in one of his teeth and just kind of flicks away the blood in the other bowl. Just kind of pours you a little bit of it. It's definitely more fragrant, and it has a less congealed texture to it. If it wasn't for for your senses picking up that irony kind of scent, it looks quite a bit like wine by its consistency, and it does have that slight fruit scent to it.
I have to say this appeals much more.
Yeah, I would hope so. It's expensive.
Virgin blood.
We'll take a sip of it.
You can definitely taste the hint of fruit, and seems fine. In fact, as you're kind of, pondering over the taste of it, you look back down and it's already empty. And then you realize this might be something that has to be managed properly, because you don't remember taking that whole thing and tipping it out. You got a little,
All over her.
you're kind of wasting a little bit of that. You might want to just kind of...
I will clean myself up.
Handkerchief. Clean yourself off.
Rude. Well, at the very least, you can stomach humanoid blood. Anything beyond that, I don't know. But it seems like animals are going to be kind of off limits for you, I would say.
Unless she's absolutely desperate, probably.
With how my stomach reacted to the cow, I don't believe I want to experiment with that one again.
Yeah. Desperate times and all that.
Question.
Yo.
Is my throat not burning anymore?
It's not burning, but you still feel parched. What he had given you had taken a bit of the edge off, but it doesn't quite seem enough.
I'm a bit dismayed that didn't take care of all of it.
Well, you're new.
So am I always going to feel like I'm walking a desert?
For the most part, yeah, that's kind of part of the trade-off. It's kind of a thirst unending, really. But you're kind of, how to put it gently, dried out.
Oh, you mean because
A lot of the blood... What you just had there was probably most of the blood that you currently have in you right now. Whatever thing kind of took the little at you, probably didn't leave a whole lot in you.
Wasn't probably expecting to sire a child of some kind.
suppose that makes sense. I don't understand why it would even leave anything left in me.
Yeah. Some just want a pet. Maybe he thought you looked well enough to have around.
Charming.
I don't know. Back where I came from, they were Well, okay, granted, it was mostly illegal to make new spawn. You had to go. You had to go through quite a bit of. Well, there was a bureaucracy involved.
Well, I mean, controlling the Papacis seems like a smart thing with this kind of.
Oh well, yeah, you can't have too many of them, otherwise our quote livestock would dry up.
Well, around here it seems that the bloodsuckers run rampant.
There's a lot going on in this place.
Have you heard what's going on?
Well, I'm just saying, this whole place seems to be crawling with all kinds of bugdy things.
Seems how it's always been.
And since I've only been here about a week myself, and, you know, in the middle of the night, you can hear some things kind of crying out. There's horrible high-pitched shrieks as of late, really.
Like that. Didn't hear that?
Yeah, I heard it.
Okay.
It's like something was just like screaming, almost like an alarm bell almost, but it's a high-pitched tone. It goes on for a few minutes and then just stops.
Interesting.
Yes, I'll tell you, it's got some of the scouts all kinds of distressed. Because sometimes it seems like it's coming from within the walls and sometimes without.
Within the walls?
Sometimes it's closer, sometimes it's farther away. We're not entirely sure what's gone on with it.
You go out in the woods today. You better go in disguise.
I would like to know the why connected to that.
Well, I'm sure quite a few of the people around here would probably sleep a whole lot better if they knew. Me personally, I've got my own duties to attend to, and well, with the way that the ladies of the house kind of eye me, I've tended to just try and stay away from them.
I know. Are you not welcomed?
My presence is tolerated, mainly because, well, of whom I'm working for, and the diplomacy that they've wanted there. And again, I have my contingent of stone boys here.
Who are you working for?
A mage king.
Mage King.
Yes. I think he's currently taken the castle up out to the east, I want to say.
A moving castle.
A flying castle.
Oh, I would love to see that.
Well, he's quite impressive.
Clearly. Really quick, what is this vampire's name again?
Vista. He introduced him as Vista Saint Blanc.
As in blank or as in blank?
Blank. Spelled out blank. And Saint is an ST. He's not.
Blanc.
He's not he's not an actual saint. That would be horrifying.
You could still bless water even as an undead.
Oh, I'm just that good. Nah, I'd leave the priestly type things to other people.
So, back to more of the topic, but if I need humanoid blood, and you're saying it's expensive.
Oh no, the stock I've got is expensive. This might even be a rarity. I don't even know if the vintner's around anymore.
Well, my concern is, if I go around biting people, I'm pretty sure that paladin is going to do something worse than throwing me.
I mean, he's kind of a stern individual, not without his humors, from what I'm to understand. But, yeah, I think that would probably, twist his bonnet in a bunch.
Then what am I to do?
Eat people.
Well, I suppose out of the goodness of my heart, and hopefully that I can keep from so many questions, I can provide you a small bit of from my rainy day supply.
I can't just stay around here though. I have research to do to perfect my weapons, and there's a higher task that I need to get to.
Now,
Am I going to have to kill people?
well, that's really up to you, isn't it, Puppet?
I would particularly not.
I always hope we come across goblins and orcs that you can snack on.
Well, that's the eternal conundrum. You either be sneaky about it, devious, find yourself a supplier.
Find myself a supplier, like somebody willing to give me their blood?
Some people are into that shit, my love.
Those people need some reality checks.
Oh, I love those people.
I'm sure it gives you free blood.
I live with some of them. Well, it's hard to say that they love... Well,
I just hear this snickering.
Well, I'm not even snickering. It's just the fact that she's like, what's wrong with these people that would just offer themselves up to get bit? Pot! Kettle! Black! You.
well, here, I can give you this bottle here. It's treated, so it remains viable, but it's not a delicacy like I gave you there. Depending on how you ration it, it might last you a couple days.
I
If
have
you
to drink
can
this every
ration
day?
it.
Oh yes, I mean, and when I say it's going to be a couple of days, it's going to be a rough couple of days. You could easily drain this thing, well, just tipping it ass up. But yeah, first one's free.
And how much is the next one?
Well, we'll see what you accomplish, eh?
I will...
Question. Healing potions. Do those work kind of like a blood substitute? To an extent?
Only one way to find out.
Because, I mean, that's an expensive alternative, but it is a thought I just had. Considering our blood potion debacle from the other game.
You need to find that place.
Yeah, right? Here, have some ass blood. But hey, it's got wonderful side effects.
10 hit points and a wild magic surge. Why not?
I mean, anything to do more wild magic in our games. I'm always for that. I think we've fallen in love with the deck.
I mean, that thing has got interesting things, but not devastating. So far
I
as
mean,
I've seen.
bad things can happen, but they're not like fucking Ground Zero Fireball.
Yeah, and that's what I really want to avoid.
Well, I appreciate you providing me with this.
Well, honestly, you don't seem rabid just yet, so out of the goodness of my own heart, I suppose I could set you along on the right path for now. I might be willing to part with another bottle if you make yourself useful around here.
What kind of usefulness? You want me to find out about the whaling?
I'm sure that your presence will be greater tolerated if you do something of that nature, and maybe that will give you an in to speak with the ladies.
Alright, I'll look into the whaling, but my main concern is to find the bastard who bit me and end his existence, because I'm not quite sure what he had in mind.
Well, that's a goal, certainly.
But I'll check into the whaling. Perhaps I can get that mage to come with me. like to steer clear of the paladins, seeing as they were not tolerant of my existence.
Yeah. Holy men. There's very few that
Woman,
actually...
you eat people now. Yes, they don't tolerate you.
It takes a while for them to come around.
Alright, I will have to get... I don't sleep anymore, do I?
Well, don't push yourself too hard, but yeah.
Are you, like, a keeper of mine? Do I have to ask permission to leave?
I have little to do with you right now, out of obligation.
Alright, so I don't report to you. I'm still a free woman.
Just, be careful, be a good puppet.
I will do my best, and I will find out about the whaling.
That's good. Because if you cause too much trouble around here, I might have to be forced to deal with you to save my own face.
Look, I can't quite be getting myself killed yet. Or again.
Force
So-
of determination.
I will do my best to play the part, and I won't bite anybody.
You see that you don't.
I won't bite anybody to the best of my ability. It doesn't appeal to me.
In before immediately bites next person she sees.
Yep.
So, quick aside back to us. We were discussing the details of the nearby going-ons via the Night Watch, which is the hunters, guards, etc., right?
Yeah, and
Basically
we'll
just
turn
doing
it back
some
over. We'll
cursory-
turn it back over to you as Vista kind of excuses himself back into the keep itself, allowing you to go about what business you wish. But in the meantime, the two of you were looking to question guards.
Yes, we're just trying to find out anything we need to relatively know about the surrounding area, plus maybe some dealings with that particular vampire that ate our friend. Well,
I'm not
frenemy.
quite a friend.
That person you kind
The
of knew.
crazy chick who got herself bit.
Friends or enemies or frenemies.
That one person over there.
Yeah. That formerly living, now living dead girl. Who is this creature with insatiable lust for the dead?
Living dead girl.
You wanted this.
Well, the Watchers don't have much in the way of information about this vampire. They weren't aware that there was a vampire in the area actively.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Aside from the current guest.
Well, yeah, Vista.
Yeah. Which, if questioned about him, he's been polite enough, though they still cast a wary glance, and it's basically on the goodwill of. In the sake of diplomacy, he was he's kind of given, free reign of the city, as insofar as he's not to be harassed or really followed around like anything. Combination of one of the individuals around here vouched for him pretty heavily. A man who's since kind of moved on, but him and a small group of adventurers had kind of vouched for this individual's presence, as
Vouched
it were.
for Vista?
Huh?
Vouched for Vista?
Vouched in a way for Vista, but more so the liege that he serves. And as much so it's kind of like a tense kind of a diplomacy that they're kind of feeling out. The stone sentinels were the stone centurions were a bit of a goodwill. a token of goodwill, mainly to help them keep order in the city, and by that they mean to keep the wildlife and any kind of creature out of the city while they figure out how to go about life again. One of them will comment that it's the first time that they've. It's odd because they remember Borisov back in the older days where a lot of these darker creatures were kind of kept very much at arm's length. But they've seen monsters walk the city briefly before going back into the castle. One of them is not too sure about the whole diplomatic measures, but they trust the leader, Sonia, kind of with their lives. And though he disagrees with her decision, will back it up.
And that's Vantis, right?
No, Vantis has Vantis has little bearing on the decisions around here, as he was one of the maritime generals from Fordering's Crossing, and he was basically he came up here with his elder brother, and this group of adventurers that kind of came rolling through here a while ago. Only Domar, Vantis' brother, decided to move back on to other tasks while Vantis was kind of stationed here to give the lanterns some kind of presence into what's going on and establishing contact, from the south.
Okay.
There wasn't a real what they will mention to you as far as other things going on. They're having harder and harder time finding game as of late. And mainly because they're to kind of sustain themselves, because no one's been able to get the farm up and running. They just haven't had the manpower for that sort of thing. And of course, the fields have laid fallow for years. So they had turned towards continuing their hunts, but the game around the city has been thinned out, so where it's getting harder and harder to get supplies in, and the boats from Richter's are still not able to establish enough of a trade line just yet.
Okay.
But they suspect that a lot of the game might have been scared off by these weird calls that they hear off in the woods. High-pitched noises that go on for several minutes at a time. But usually only like once every other night or so. But they did seem to be getting closer. That's kind of the catch-up from what you can get about them. Unfortunately, they have no idea about a vampire in the area that would, that would have attacked the girl. Of course, one of them believes that it had something to do with the vampire who's living in the city currently, but he's got no proof of that yet. And he emphasizes yet.
And you said no proof of the vampire?
One of the two rangers suspects Vista, but has no proof.
Suspecting Vista with the vampire attacks?
With the vampire attack, yeah. Either to be directly involved or is directing another to make the attack.
Well, he was, insofar as he was forthwith about, he said that he's not a fan of the creature, but doesn't necessarily preclude him from having any dealings with the creature. Especially considering his nature.
Me and ours were... We had taken up our lives in service of destroying things like this, not letting them into the city. And since them showed up, I've seen a vampire, I've seen a goddamn succubus run through here, a gargoyle, some lady who looked part snake. And we're just supposed to let these people come through here now because they came in on a flying castle. I mean, we have to tolerate what's going on with them because look at these things running around. We have no chance, a dozen of us against them.
What kind of knowledge for the snake lady? I have a feeling I know what it is, but...
I mean, snake lady.
Would it be under arcane or nature?
Arcana.
Okay. 23?
What is your suspicion?
I think it might be a Yanti. Or a Medusa. Either or.
From the description of this individual, it doesn't seem to be a definitely not a Medusa.
Okay.
Because they didn't mention snakes for hair.
True.
Yanti, perhaps.
Or a Naga, but...
Well, it's... The woman as described isn't like a Lamia or anything. Doesn't have a... She looks a woman.
But she has scales.
She has a scale. Yeah, she's kind of got scales, and she does have a serpent's kind of tail.
Oh, so she might actually be a lizard folk rather than a snake lady.
But she's humanoid of appearance. She just has a serpentine tail kind of coming out the back end of her. A wild woman, kind of a... They would say fiery because they think
Salamander.
getting on like, yeah.
Okay. Huh.
I mean, she had brilliant red hair, a fiery temper to match, and wielded a pretty wicked-looking long club. Think kind of like an Oni bat.
Yeah, I can picture it. Huh. Alright.
Sweared one of them was a gargoyle.
Yeah, well, that kind of fits.
And there was this rather cold-looking woman. Like, paled out skin with a bluish tint, deep blackened blue hair. Elegant looking, but dangerous.
So, probably not a Snow Elf, probably closer to a Yukiona. Or something of that nature.
With your 23... It kind of sounds like it.
Okay.
And there was just this contingent of these women
Were they like concubines or just visitors?
They were...
Was the gargoyle female too?
They were all female.
Ha 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 ha.
And they were basically the retinue left behind here before being switched out for Vista.
Someone's into Monster Musume.
They they'll tell you just in case you're around to witness it. It seems like the succubus is
Still
in charge of
lingering
them.
somewhere.
No. She and her crew had gone back onto the castle as it left this last time, leaving the vampire here.
Okay, so the rest of them all left, and now it's just Vista.
Yes, it's now just Vista and his detachment of stone soldiers.
Okay.
Which there were more soldiers left than the last time, which they feel is a bit of a trade-off considering there's not as many active monsters, but more constructs. And they're not entirely sure how to feel about that. Though the one who's less critical of that, less critical of the creatures wandering around, is...
You said there was 4 of them? So it was the question mark, salamander, gargoyle, succubus, and Yukiona?
Yeah, there was... Yeah. And essentially it is... as was described, it seems like a salamander.
Yeah.
But more... What you're suspecting is probably a variant strand of a Yanti. Just more in line, maybe with like a fire elemental bloodline or something.
Okay. And this is like retinue, basically?
Well, this was the 4 of them were kind of moving around with each other. It was rare that you saw them fully
apart.
It was rare that you saw any of them alone. Whether by strategy or safety, no, these guards don't exactly know, but you always found them in pairs, if not all together. And they didn't find them walking outside of the castle grounds often.
Cat, can you not? If I didn't at least moderately tolerate him, I'd beat him.
He's a good cat.
Huh?
He's a good cat.
When he wants to be. Where he's not incessantly climbing up and then climbing down.
At least he wants to cuddle.
What are you implying?
I like my cuddly cat.
He only wants to cuddle with you because you're wearing black.
Maybe.
So he can redecorate it.
And because they might be referenced later.
You're writing him down.
Yeah. The suspicious man was a half-elf who basically, through your course of, questioning back and forth and whatnot, was a man named Sabian Handcroft.
Sabian?
Sabian, yeah.
I think I've heard that name before.
Maybe? I'm pulling things out my butt. And then there's the human one, who is kind of a little more on the fence about things, but not nearly as kind of not as suspicious, or he's giving the more benefit of the doubt. Human man by the name of Dallas Manfield.
Dallas Manfield.
Was there anything else that either of you wished to try and press them on?
Just if there was any known, like, caves or not establishments, but places where something like a vampire that needs to hide from the light might hide out near town?
Hovels, lodges, abandoned cottages.
I'm sure there is a fair bit of homesteading going on in the hills around. We had our own kind of hollows that we dug out in the last couple of years. But this is dense forest, and a lot of it around town, around the city, is rolling. I'm sure there's plenty of natural caves if someone was willing to put in the time and effort to dig out or take over one or two of the ones that we were using. We never strayed more than a few miles away from the city when we could help it. Always trying to figure out a way to get back in.
It doesn't, unfortunately, doesn't really limit it down too much.
There's too many places around here where he could be hiding out.
Nope. Means that we have to take our newfound friend and go exploring.
It's like it.
About this time, you will see coming from further the gates and whatnot, the woman who you had dragged back into the town.
She's re-stained with blood again.
Thankfully, none of it got onto her blouse. Aside from what was already there when you found her.
Oh, great. So she still looks like a bloody mess.
A little bit.
Maybe.
Do you have prestidigitation?
Unfortunately, I didn't take that with this character.
Yes, I do.
You do. Well, you could have... Okay, never mind. You can clean yourself up with
I cleaned up.
Oh, good.
Clothes are still a little, ripped up and frayed from
Well,
the scuffle.
that needs mending.
But
Do you have that too?
No.
But yeah, you see her walking back across the great the span.
Do I see them?
Oh yeah, you see them. You see the two of your the two
We
of
kind of
them.
stick out because he's like a little weird cat girl thing.
No, I'm
and-
not.
No.
I'm not a cat at all.
What are you? Because I thought you had cat ears.
I'm an elf.
Are you an elf?
Yes.
I mean,
Didn't look very
elves are
elfish.
kind of like cats.
Pull
I
up
think
the
you're
picture
confused.
again.
There you go.
Okay, yeah, all right. That's my mistake. Yeah, it's an elf, but still, like a very petite ass elf.
Mm-hmm.
Because damn near looks like a lolly. And then hobo wizard over here.
I wish we could still have your picture up there to.
I mean, you could put my picture over yours. That's what you did last time.
Yeah, that's fair, I suppose. Oh, that would have to do for me. But anyway, the three of you see the two of them talking with a couple of the rangers.
Furious scribbling, furious scribbling.
I'll head over. I was hoping I'd run into you again.
Why?
So,
It's nothing of consequence, just I've heard that there's some trouble with some wailing, screaming, or an alarm perhaps, and it needs to be investigated and found it out, and I have an interest in finding out what it is. Just a curiosity, I suppose you could say. At least until I can handle other business. Glances at the scouts.
High-pitched noise,
Kind of-
yes.
They're kind of
Screaming or
eyeing
wailing?
you, but stay quiet. In fact, while the two of you, while you start to engage, they kind of drift themselves back to their duties.
Wonder if I'm gonna have that reaction on people from now on.
Well, you are looking rather pale.
I was pale before. I mean, not having any blood in your body tends to do that to you.
Oh, I hope you remedied at least some of that.
I bet. Don't worry about it. But anyway.
I kind of have to, as a living being that has blood around you.
I'm not going to bite anybody. I'm not savage. I'm not.
If
Yeah,
you say
maybe about-
so.
And what about when you're really hungry?
When I'm really hungry, I have something to take care of that with.
Yeah, otherwise she's gonna have a snack accident.
You're gonna become a snacksident.
Look, I understand that it's unnerving. But I wanted to head out and find out about this whaling, and perhaps one or two of you would be interested in coming with me. I mean, perhaps it'll give me some information on where I need to start to hunt down the bastard I need to kill.
Well, I suppose I'm roped in by proxy because I did vouch for her. You, on the other hand, have a free pass if you don't ultimately want to come.
Well, I kind of offered to look into this assailant, and that's kind of what we've been occupying ourselves with for the last little while. Trying to gather whatever information we could from these guys.
Alrighty then. We do have an accord. Don't drink us.
I am not planning to.
The fact that you have to be like, oh, I'm not planning to, I don't intend to, is the part that makes us worry. We're not worried about you intending to do it, we're worried about you doing it.
There are very few definites in life, and this is not one of them.
That's how you got bit in the first place.
No, how I got bit in the first place was,
Experimenting with your gun.
yes, and it didn't work like I wanted it to, so... But I've made some tweaks to it, and I'm quite pleased with that, and we're gonna go out to the field and test it some more.
Notice why we're skeptical about your intent.
Well, I have no intent to bite you.
You had intent to make your gun work, and it didn't.
But it allowed
You're
me
on
to
a
make
bad
difference.
track record so far, just saying.
Look, if you're that much against me, I'll leave you here and go off on my own.
Well, I mean, it can't be any worse than the last time you did. It's not like you're gonna get rebitten.
I think I could get bit again, but I'm gonna be a lot harder to kill. At least there's that.
I think the next thing to
Might
bite
wind
you will
up-
be a bear or something.
Might wind up dead
Be like,
permanently
"Oh,
next
no."
time.
Oh, will I?
What
did I get myself
into?
Will I find myself dead permanently? Will I, the paladin, cautiously?
Paladin?
Oh, no, that
Vantis
was
is not
Vis.
there, yeah.
Yeah, Vantage.
Sorry. Will I, the elf?
Yeah, they've already kind of boot scooted away from us. They're back to doing
Yeah,
their
and
own
those were more rangery looking folk anyway.
thing. Yeah, they're part of the Watchers. Which we were already questioning about, like, you know, you and your problem. And they didn't really have much to say because they were like, other vampires, we were only aware of this one.
Oh, this one is a gentleman. I don't have any issue with him.
Appears to be a gentleman and a scholar, which I can relate to and respect. However, still vampire.
Well, clearly not all vampires are an issue. I'm not going to bite anybody.
Yeah, and they're also not entirely convinced about his involvement, non-involvement with said vampire that did bite you.
I
I mean, obviously, they have no proof, but they still remain unconvinced that he's wholly uninvolved.
I don't believe he's involved in anything like that.
I
He
believe to
comes
an
from a
extent he
higher-
is, because I think he's at least aware of the vampire himself. Because he didn't mention he would have to. He's like, it's going to be a problem for him. But then again, that just might be vampires in general that are acting all like misbehaving.
Any vampire in this town seems to be a problem for anybody.
Well,
But-
that's not the only thing that comes to this town, because apparently there are also succubi, gargoyles, salamanders of some variety, and it's snow women or snow women.
I'm not surprised that they're here. More so surprised that they're within the walls.
Well, they were here, but then they left, leaving Vista.
Oh, well, if they're connected to that, then I could see that.
Like, they may not belong to him, but they might belong to his master, which is that Mage King guy thing.
Ah, yes. Very interesting. I would like to talk to that one.
So you can become as part of his harem.
No, I have more important things to do. Look, are you going to come out with me to investigate this howling or not?
Well, I mean, fine, but we were planning on spending a little bit of rest and recuperation in the inn first.
I suppose you two would need the...
We were going to knock it out while you were gone, but you actually managed to finish up rather quickly, much to our chagrin and surprise.
Well, yes. It seems that, with another vampire to guide you through it.
On a side note, so what's your diet now? No real reason, just curious.
Nothing to be concerned of.
Is it animal or sapient?
I'm telling you, you don't have to be concerned. I'm a vampire. I drink
Insight.
So,
So that's a 17.
does this mean that we have to do all of our searching at night now? Or
Well,
what's
I mean,
gonna
she didn't-
happen come morning?
Well, the thing is, it's been day. It's been like weirdly Transylvanian overcast.
It is day. It is also
Like the
yes.
sun is out. It's just there's so much fucking cloud cover that the sun does absolutely nothing.
Currently, it is highly overcast.
Yeah.
The valley being what it is, a lot of the cloud cover that
It does that mountain shadow effect, but everywhere.
Yeah, and you guys are in the deep shadow of high mountain peaks,
So yeah.
and it which tends to collect clouds.
Yeah. And then you get that flash flooding effect every now and then that sucks.
Well, question still stands. Because sure, we've got cloud cover right now, but in the event that that clears up, are you going to go poof? What's the situation?
We don't know because we don't have anything to prove it with at the moment. There's no sun.
Well, from my understanding, most vampires don't care for the sun, so the probability of me not caring much for being in the sun is probably pretty high, which is quite
We don't know if
sad.
it's lethal or a mild irritant, is what she's saying.
Oh, I can't know that until it happens, but
Exactly.
I would rather not experiment with that. Not yet, at least.
Well, if you're gonna do it one arm at a time. That way you can get a nice jaunty prosthetic.
Sybil will just kind of shift her jacket.
What? I'm just saying, it's wise to do it one limb at a time rather than go full force.
Really
Is that a
implying
thing
is
yet?
What?
is that we might want to...
What am I doing?
Is this a thing yet?
Oh, this a thing? No, that's why I said we need to rest.
Okay.
Because technically the inn thing was supposed to happen while she was doing her thing, but we didn't actually get to the inn because we were talking to the guards.
But it is a thing that is.
It will be a thing, yes.
Okay.
Anyways, what I'm wondering is, or thinking is that not something we might want to plan for ahead of time so we don't have to potentially deal with it while we're out in the middle of nowhere?
A thick, viscous oil all over her body. Make her look like a drow.
I mean, I've been in the Darkwood most of my previous life.
You grew up here, yeah.
So, I would know that it doesn't really get liked here.
I mean, it does, but it is
Sparse at best, which is why the farm is having such a fuck of the time too.
I mean, it's not always overcast, but it is frequently so.
It's not always sunny in Philadelphia.
The gang commits a murder.
Yeah, basically.
So
We're
anyway,
not a
you
bunch of
want to-
murder hobos. The gang becomes a bunch of hero hobos.
You want to experiment with it at some point, but not out in the middle of nowhere is probably my assumption.
If it becomes an issue, we'll cross that bridge, but I
I
feel
would say at the very least pack a very thick cloak.
Sybil actually has a heavy jacket, but I liked her.
Is it hooded?
What?
Is
With
it
a hood?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just I liked her poet sleeves, so the billowing sleeves. So I
Well,
didn't draw her like
poet
that.
sleeves are all fine and dandy, but you're gonna have to be jacketed up. I'm saying.
Well, she has a jacket.
Okay. Use it.
I plan to.
We still haven't actually explained what we're looking at as far as each other.
Well, you might
I
as well
love the
do
Laura
that.
Croft influences that's in on that too.
Prince, you're gonna want to move, cat. Down in
Like, for
front.
instance, I am not a kitty girl. Don't know
We
where
might
you
as
got that.
we might as
I
well.
saw the pointed ears, and for some reason I thought they were on top of your head.
Well enough. We might as well take this opportunity to get everybody's physicals down. Why not?
If we are allowed to have our nappy poo, and I have my time to start doing my sigils and whatnot, then yee.
Well, what are we looking at as far as players go?
What do you mean?
Like your physical appearance, because we
Oh.
did not.
Well, my that kind of physicals. I thought you just meant our stats.
Yeah.
Well, that kind of picked a. It's like, yeah, it was a spur of the moment picture, but it was also pretty fucking spot on for the most part. I am kind of like in a traditional kind of like fucking more leather, like kind of, or light leather rather than like cloth, but I have this like wide brimmed kind of beaten to shit almost kind of like duster, like wizard hat with like the top of it more or less folded over because it's leather. And then I have a pretty I don't have like a long beard, but I at least have like period of unshavenness, thicker, more cropped beard. And then dark brown hair. I forget what eye color I gave him. Where the fuck did I put that? Yeah, blue eyes, dark brown hair, more fair skin because this area doesn't see daylight and I'm a scholar, so yeah, I'm gonna look a little bit on the paler side for the most part, but it's not like I don't see sunlight. Long beaten trench coat, robe-esque kind of jacket kind of going, and then tunic, breeches, thicker soled shoes, the like, fingerless gloves.
Nice. And it's a human?
Yes, I'm a human.
Uman.
So I did pack the light cantrip because, yeah, fuck that.
Uman.
You enter this dark room. We have dark vision. Guess I'm blind.
You'll have 18 by the end of this, right?
So 18 health? Yes. Yes.
Well, I guess if it's my turn,
Yes, Fluffy, tell us your sin.
Faizana is an elfy thing with dark hair tied up in a ponytail and dark gray eyes. And they are roughly 5.5 feet, very slim.
Is she actually
Definite.
gender fluid or just androgynous so you can't really tell?
Well, I don't know.
Because, I mean,
It
that
was
kind of will determine a little bit of the personality there. Is if she's going for you can never guess, or if she just presents as tomboyish or goyish or whatever.
I don't know. She was supposed to be androgynous, but I keep fucking it up and calling it a she anyway, so I don't know.
Just keep
But
say he she.
they. But anyways, also not looking like a paladin. She's wearing leather armor and
Mostly
carries
just a collar and corset.
a bow and a couple swords. What did I have? Oh no, he has a rapier and a dagger. That's what it was.
Yeah, you were twin blading. I remember that.
And she does have some symbols of the silver lanterns, similar to what Domar would have on her attire, as she was a soldier of some sort.
Right on.
Okay. Human looking. Barely
No
over
longer
5
human.
foot. Paper white skin now. Striking light blue eyes that almost seem to glow behind black thin rimmed spectacles that tend to be worn low on the nose. Long down to the knee, purple hair, just mid part. Wears a thick black kind of a hooded, not really a cloak, but I can't think of what would it be called, but just a very thick jacket with a hood. Underneath she wears a white kind of poet shirt almost, buttoned up with a thick bottom tie around the neck. She wears a chest holster where there's her crafting symbol. She wears a dark blue corset, and around her hips are 2 more belts, one of them holding her ammunition. And around her thighs is her gun holsters, where she keeps 2 silver pistols. She wears black gloves. Pretty much it. Short and curvy.
How short are we talking?
Just over 5.
And how short is the elf?
She is 5.5.
I'm not even like that tall, and I'm still the tallest motherfucker. I'm like 5'8".
So you're just a little taller than Faizana.
Yeah.
But everybody is
like head and shoulders over.
head and shoulders over
Sybil.
Sybil, yeah.
Sybil short.
Sybil Pandemic. And of course, I have my Maniftal symbol.
Yes. Oh god, I
Kinda
wish
like
I
a
could.
gaudy keychain.
I wish I could throw that up. I might actually.
What, the Maniftal symbol?
I had a symbol for that. But as you going on about, there we go. I will show that to you now.
Oh, neat. I like it.
But yeah. Basically, as I'm getting that put in here, the Maniftal symbol is basically a sun with wings flanking it.
I do like the not contradiction, the contrast between the gold sun and the darkened wings.
Gold sun, silver wings. And I'll be able to show that later. Oh, there we go. Show to player, show the bata.
Blah.
Ooh, that is really pretty.
Bata.
That's what I said. I like it.
I will just assume the silver lantern symbol is probably some sort of silver lantern.
One would think.
It's just a lantern, dusk metal gray.
But it's kind of the silver lantern is a little bit like an hourglass.
Nice.
But except instead of pinching in the middle, it just kind of goes straight.
It kind of holds the. It's got kind of like an hourglass lining, but in a more of a crystalline shape. So it looks like a bit of a cross between a kind of a thurible, incense burner, and an hourglass, with a decorated rim around what to be two crystal spheres inside with motes of light.
That's different.
In the thematic nature of it. But with that, I imagine everyone wishes to catch something of a rest.
I could use a nap. And by nap, I mean 8 hours sleep in a secure room with a lock.
Well, you do have that available to you. You are provided room in a mostly empty kind of a hotel. It's an inn. There are no real keepers of it. But it is a warm enough place for you to spend your evening.
Do I need invite inside?
There is no owner to this aside from the city itself.
Do you have to be invited in?
I have forbiddance. I have to be invited into places.
Technically, an inn is considered a public establishment.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because people do come and go fairly often. It's not someone's private estate. I would say would be the exclusion to that.
You are specifically given I would say the rooms themselves might qualify, but a lot of these are.
And not only that,
abandoned.
but as soon as you're offered a room, at that point I would take that as invitation.
Oh yeah, you were given a place to set up.
Yeah.
You have a room within this inn, and yes, coming in and out of the inn itself is a public establishment.
And does everybody know I'm a vampire?
No.
Okay.
I mean, they could hazard a guess, considering your complexion, but other than that, they might just think, "Oh, she's unusual."
It hasn't.
albino. Weird.
It hasn't been made public knowledge as far as you're aware. There are just certain people who are privy to your condition.
I mean, the ones who probably immediately saw you after your accident maybe would be a little
Yeah,
bit
I
more
think
clued
I
in.
think the other player characters kind of have an idea of that right now.
Yeah.
Are there other player characters here?
Just you. That was the joke.
Oh no, I meant as far as like the guards that kind of shied away from us, and then
You, the two of
Vantis, obviously.
You were holding your own conversation at that point, and they just went back to their duties.
Okay, so they just kind of stepped to the side and was just like, "We're done here." I didn't know if they specifically did that because of her or not. Is the only thing.
Not specifically.
Okay.
Okay, so just keep my cool. I have a question.
Being
I've never really played an artificer.
okay.
I can infuse items.
Do you have that skill?
I'm 2nd level now, right?
Okay. Well, there's a whole list of things you can infuse.
What about infusions?
I picked my infusions, but my question
Okay.
is, I'm only allowed 2 infused
Yeah.
items?
Yes, you're only allowed 2,
Okay. That's what I wanted to know.
Yeah.
and you could do them over a short or long rest, and that counts as part of your attunement if they require attunement.
And I can make 2 at 1 long rest.
Yes.
And you can switch them out.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're really rather flexible for like pseudo
yeah.
magic items, or effects, as the case may be.
Essentially, magic items.
I really do like the reloading property. That's really nice. Just fucking duck a duck on your crossbow. Yeah.
Very, very nice.
It just auto loads your crossbow always. unless
Even
you wanna
better,
use
even better
ammunition.
on a rotating drum grenade launcher.
Right.
Yes,
You would do that.
for science.
Also, that's how you get the little homunculus little robot pet thing. That's also how you get
I don't
like the
have
enchanted
that yet.
armament. It's at 6th level.
Okay.
It's an option at 6th.
But anyway,
Mm-hmm.
you spend the time resting,
Yes.
and kind of in the deeper part of night, you
scream.
hear this wailing, inhuman, and it carries on for several minutes. It sounds like it's coming. Let me get back to the map here.
Plays the siren sound from fucking Silent Hill.
Oh god, that'd be nice.
I just gotta look up. Huh. Okay, so that's what that is. Goes back to writing in my book.
So you guys are kind of in this area of the city.
Makes sense.
And it seems like it's coming from the east. And it's echoing as if it were still within the city walls somewhere.
Okay, well, if that's the case, that narrows it down to those 3 quarters right there. Or X's? Sections? Sections.
It sounds like it's coming from within the city walls.
From how close it seems.
I'm thinking the weird forested area with the moat thing in the middle.
Definitely warrant some investigation.
Or the cemetery.
Borisov's God's Wood.
What is that anyway? Is it like a private garden estate thing?
It's a sanctuary. It's kind of an old growth area, often considered a sacred place. Each of the cities of the great houses has something,
Of a grove.
basically a grove, and each great house has a tree, usually central into it, that is kind of considered the tree of their lineage.
Man, the tree of a vampire would be feckin' huge. It'd be like a redwood.
But yes, that is a whole thing that is going on here.
Well, that's nightmare fuel. Scritch, 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 scritch.
Well, if we're hearing it, might as well get up and try and find it.
All right.
Well, it's only got a couple minutes, is what they say typically, unless it's gonna keep keening throughout the rest of the night.
You don't know.
Well, I'm gonna finish my shit.
You've basically, the day was new enough when all this went down that come dark, you've had your rest.
Okay.
Yeah, your shit's all good to go.
Okay, cool. Yes. Super
Pitter
book.
patter.
Ah, hello. I am filled with knowledge.
Yes, you is.
Well, let's get going, I suppose.
Off to another adventure.
It's definitely what Faisana's gonna start doing, getting up and gathering her things.
Enough. Another adventure. Well, we've only just begun, old chap.
Yes, but I do see a wonderful future ahead of us.
Provided you live long.
I don't like that implication, but I can't really deny it.
Well,
Especially considering my current crew of companions.
that is alarming, but don't worry. We've got all the knowledge we need to survive. You just have to have the wisdom to use it.
That is fair. As I finish getting ready.
You missed a button.
Don't you start that shit already, old man.
I'm gonna have too much fun with this book.
Just a little bit.
I don't know if this is how this book is supposed to work.
Probably not.
But by God, this is how this book is gonna work.
It's gonna be the way it works. It's gonna be the way it works.
This is how we do.
Fun.
He's not completely mouthy. He's helpful. He's nice.
Yeah.
He's
The
just
thing
got-
he's making fun of me with is my awakened spellbook.
Hee hee hee. The knowledge of the ancients. I had a cousin named Haradrim.
Yeah, this cube.
He was a cube with a scroll inside.
Right? Weird transmuter, I'd have to say.
He was. He had this Dakota guy. He was named Tom Hanks. I don't understand it.
So this just jumps over to fucking
Da Vinci Code,
Da Vinci
yeah.
Code, yeah.
Why not?
I mean, why not?
But you all kind of assemble yourselves in the downstairs room. The central hearth has been lit to provide warmth to the rest of the building,
Mm-hmm.
but is otherwise abandoned when the three of you
Come out.
basically congregate.
I meet with the tasty snacks. I mean, friendly companions.
That one seems a little. Oh.
Can anybody else hear his book talking?
Oh, his book wasn't actually talking. I'm gonna.
I can actually talk to my book, but yeah, no.
Well, there's no time like the present. Are you, you feeling satiated enough for it to not be a problem?
Assuming I'm a problem already. I'm fine. Not like I was sleeping anyway.
Yeah, it doesn't explicitly say that, like, whether it talks or doesn't talk, but it does have sentience, so I feel like I can communicate with it.
It's sentient, therefore
And then it
can have a-
becomes external at 6th level when I can actually manifest it as a thing, as a face or whatever, and actually use it to cast spells and shit.
So right now it's just a voice in your head.
Yeah, basically.
Cool.
Well, it's a voice in my book. And my book is always on me. Always. Always on me. Always.
Shut up.
I'm watching.
Just
you.
Monica. Cat, don't play with the crossbow, please.
Twing.
If he does do that to himself, not my fault. Totally not my fault.
Your fault for having inappropriate props.
He's got an inappropriate prop.
I know, and I give him shit about his too.
I was playing my
I
thing
feel
is
like mine's more appropriate because it's at least not anachronistic.
hey, Vista has a handgun.
Yes.
But is it fucking massive like it belongs to Trigon?
Maybe. You don't know. Shut up. But you are free to move about.
the cabin.
Yep.
The fasten seatbelt sign has been turned off.
So we leave the tavern to head towards the woody place.
Mhm.
That's the best guess. I mean, it could be any of those sections, but my best guess is the woody section.
I mean, we are
It's the
passing
section
the
that
cemetery.
sticks out the most.
Yeah.
Okay.
Something horrible is going on in the Druidic Grove.
Is there a lot of guards out?
Just the usual.
Coming out of this section, it seems like it's mostly maintained with the Centurions. Which, you know, if you hadn't seen them moving, and they're kind of out of place aesthetically here.
You would never guess that they were actually living things.
Yeah, they're just standing at post.
Yeah. What a weird place to put a statue. Oh, shit! Basically. It's Sparta.
But you will, as you're kind of moving your way past, there is a small patrol. About currently three of the rangers around the graveyard.
Where's the graveyard? Oh. Oh yeah, I suppose that's closer too. Technically, the graveyard and the church.
I wonder why they're walking about the graveyard. Do they expect somebody to come popping out of the ground?
Well, I mean,
You would have.
the mayor of the
Thank
house
you.
at the moment.
Shall we go ask them what they're doing, or just continue on?
I don't know. Is this a good idea?
Oh my god.
Shake it like a magic 8-ball.
Ask again later.
I say if they
Maybe
were
we
out
can ask
here,
them.
if they were out here and might have a better idea where it was coming from, it's probably best to ask them.
Stand aside, citizen. Go back to your homes. Like, oh no.
I am the law.
Like,
Alright. If we're in agreement to speak with the rangers, then
well, I'd rather speak with live than speak with dead, yes.
then you don't have to talk to me.
I was talking about the true dead, not the re-dead. Or undead.
Suppose I'll head into the graveyard with these guys.
They're not in there directly. They're just kind of around the outer gate.
Oh, okay. So we pretty much we're gonna walk past them anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's just, you know, the first quote-unquote human presence you've seen. The three of them will kind of look up and acknowledge your presence as you come walking it.
Good evening.
Terrible night for a curse.
We hear that around a lot lately.
And that sound, too, it would seem.
Blasted noise. It's closest we ever heard it this time.
Did it sound from here?
Oh. Thank the gods, no. If it was coming from within the crypt of the chapel, I think half of us would probably have shat ourselves by now. No.
And do you have a closer approximation where it might have come from?
Well, it's within the walls this time. It's getting pretty close, just on the other side of the riverbank. Thoughts are that it is coming from the Godswood now.
Okay, that was our thought, too. So that's good.
I mean, I imagine there's probably still some wolves and the like in there, but ain't sound like no wolf I heard. I think I'd be less worried if I heard a wolf in there. Sure, it'd be dangerous. It could be running around the city, but
I just
A
had
wolf,
that
a wolf.
out of character bit with like the Helsing abridged at the end with the werewolf, and he's like, ah! Like, oh no, it's terrible. Yeah, no, it didn't sound like any worldly creature, so to speak. At least not that I'm aware of.
I couldn't tell you what the hell it was.
Well, we need to find out. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Say no more.
Yes.
Right, that's. Go ahead.
I suppose we're headed in there then.
Yeah, we've been kind of tasked with figuring it out, and there's no rules or anything forbidding us from going to check it out.
So long as you stay away from the central tree, you ain't got the key for it anyway. I'd imagine.
Is that like a little bridge and then a little island and then the trees on that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a gate on the far end of that bridge.
Okay.
Main family's the ones who go up there. They're the one who's decide who go up to it or not.
Do they have to actively maintain it?
Just kind of grows wild.
So prune it, so to speak.
Maybe in days past, but I don't know.
As long as the screaming isn't coming from the tree, then I don't think we care about it.
No.
Joke's on you. Screaming's come from the tree.
Not around the tree itself. No.
Yeah, exactly.
Concern.
Tree is screaming. Oh no.
Well, shall we get on then?
Yes.
Furious scribbling.
Furious scribbling indeed. Did you just write down an idea? Asshole.
You'll never
It's a
know.
warehouse.
Is that a storage unit or like a person that turns into a house? It is now. God damn it. I mean, in all fairness, players do come up with some of the best ideas.
Oh god, yeah, be open to that shit. Free DMing advice to anybody is this: if your players come up with this really weird, off the wall but kind of cool idea, write that shit down. Find a way to use it.
Start statting it immediately. Umber Hulk Hogan. Of course.
I like that.
Assuming it's not supposed to be dark.
I mean, it's pretty black.
I know. I'm looking to see if we're on here.
We may not be on there.
You should be on there.
Or maybe it's the fact that I don't have vision.
I
I
don't
do.
see us on there, and I have vision.
Yeah, I'm not seeing us on there.
How many of you people see the darkness?
Yeah, all the darkness.
Let's see here.
I think you're the odd man out this time. Have fun with that. I fucking hate being the odd man out.
Yeah, but I have light cantrip for a reason. God damn it.
Yeah, light cantrip means the enemies can see you coming.
Oh
Yeah,
god, why is he
well.
so bright?
If I didn't have it, they'd still see us coming regardless, because most things that go bump in the night have dark vision. So it doesn't really matter if I have the torch or not, but I like to be able to see it at the very least. No point in not being lit and then still having them fucking see me. I think this actually allows me to, and I'm pretty sure it does.
See if I can't.
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
What?
I can now use my book as my spellcasting focus.
Hey, good for
No
you.
more needs of magic rocks or spell component pouches.
Well, good for you.
Super good for me. I just rub its spine.
Yes.
Do it again. What?
You heard me.
Oh, spit in my face and call me Susan.
No. I don't like that.
I didn't know how kinky the book is.
Not that kinky.
It's bound.
Don't kink shame.
Kink shaming is my kink.
Then be ashamed. Be very ashamed. Alright.
Do you need some light sources to kind of throw around?
Well, I'm...
Because one of the cheats I saw for that was to like create an object and put light on it, and then control the light via that.
Yeah, no, that's a lot for me to do.
Yeah, that's fair. Critically hitting.
Yep, critically hitting.
Reading core rulebooks.
Reticulating splines. Hopefully this will...
Considering there's only technically 3 core rulebooks. Player's Handbook, DMG, Monster Manual.
Yep.
And even basically the DMG and the Monster Manual are kind of more supplements now with this edition than anything. They're for the fine tuning and extra shit.
Yeah, but for the most part, you can get away with
Player's
using
Handbook,
the
yeah.
Player's Handbook most.
Well, because
mostly.
it gives you most of the things for spells, for equipment, for stuff. The fine encounter shit is mostly in the DMG. Like magic costs. Or magic item costs.
Yeah. Fuck the magic item cost in this edition.
Yeah,
I
it's kind of
agree.
obscene. And they almost like discourage you from crafting because it's just like, oh, you could craft, but it's gonna take you literal years to make a mundane fucking item. Good luck. You know that suit of plate you wanted to make? Ha! 12th month endeavor. Good luck. You alright?
Yeah, just in pain.
Just what?
Just in pain.
Why you hurt?
This.
Well, stop beating it around. Wiggle, 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 wiggle.
I am not super thrilled with.
What's going on? Do we have vision? Did you give any? What vision?
I thought I gave people vision.
How's your dynamic lighting working out for you? Aside from not at all.
Kind of not.
Dynamic lighting is so fucking cool when it works.
It really is.
I liked it that one game where Quinn had to basically put like fucking black tiles everywhere. Because it reminded me of a throwback. One of my previous DMs did that same shit. Where he just basically black tiled shit and then just like, okay, you touch this thing. Okay, delete that one tile. And it would like reveal piecemeal basis.
Yeah.
But that was D20 Modern? Something like that. Basically like roll 20 but not. Same kind of shit. D20 Pro. That's what it was.
Okay. Because modern is like modern D&D, and I assume you can do that on here.
Well, no. I meant the actual like roll 20-esque program. It's D20 Pro is what I was thinking of. Same thing, different skin.
Gotcha. But no, I remember the first time I saw dynamic lighting was here in this town in a different campaign. We were like in the castle or something, and like all the pillars and shit had shadows. It was fucking cool as hell. But
yeah, it was a pain in the ass to set up, but it was amazing.
Right there?
That hurts.
Okay, so it's right there.
Yeah.
But it doesn't always work.
It works less since they update it.
Yeah. Fucking why? Night vision distance. Okay. We'll see. I can't believe this shit.
It does make a lot of the paint stop.
I did forget to mention a
Thank you.
thing when we were
Probably bad
describing our
circulation, in all
characters.
honesty.
Hmm?
It's probably bad circulation, in all honesty.
I think it's carpal tunnel.
Well, partially that too.
But I did forget to mention a thing. Faizana always has resting bitch face.
I understand this.
I don't think many people are surprised.
I think I'm the only one in the party not with resting bitch face.
Or you got a derpy smile on?
I don't know about derpy smile, but
I feel like Sybil always looks like almost lost.
pensive. I feel like she looks pensive most of the time.
Yeah, just not paying attention to anything around her.
Like she's trying to solve an algebra problem. Like most of the time, like
Yeah,
I have no idea what's going on here.
it broke.
do you have it on the wrong layer?
No, you guys are within the lighting area.
Is it because we're playing off of mine?
No, because you have basically right to see everybody.
I was about to say, if we were playing off yours, I'd have vision I shouldn't have in all technicality.
No, that's fair.
But as soon as he
Yeah,
gave it
by
to me, I'd probably
technicality,
put like light on my
You
staff or
should
something.
have quite a bit of sight here that you just, for whatever reason, do not possess, and I don't know why.
Did you drag the tokens out ahead of time? Because I know that has caused issues for me in the past.
Oh yeah?
You could delete them
Yeah.
and redo them, see what happens.
Because they were there.
Yeah, that would be my
Oh.
thought, is try to delete and pull them back out.
Alright,
That
well,
might work.
I dragged everybody on to
It's
the
still
thing,
loading.
so...
Crafting spells list. I'm like the one with the most, and I only have 11.
Only 11.
Only 11. Dude, it's gonna be kind of expensive, but fuck it. I'm gonna get my hands on every one I can.
You might as well.
Well, especially since I could just
It's-
kind of like mess around with them.
It's kind of astronomically expensive to do like higher level shit.
Yeah.
Did you reset it after reset our lighting after placing them?
Maybe. Maybe not.
Night vision, because it should be like 5 feet just in general. Alright, well that didn't do anything on you.
Have you tried refreshing yours?
So let's delete that. Save changes. Delete you. Then drop you back in here. And still didn't update there. What the absolute crap, people. Do 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 do.
I mean, it's definitely infinitely faster to do it with my swanky magic quill to copy spells. 2 minutes per level instead
Yeah.
of anything else, instead of like the normal 10 minutes or hour.
It's a whole thing,
Yeah.
certainly.
Doesn't specifically say anything about the cost, so probably still have to do that either way. But yeah, no. For the most part, all I really would want to do is just pick spells mainly for their shapes. and then like any spells of elements that I would need. So kind of just hodgepodge things that had shapes and certain elements, and then just fill in the rest with just kind of whatever.
Okay, I think I might have seen what was wrong here.
Something is wrong here. I don't belong here.
Well, I think
Hey!
there we go. Because
That's
the
too fucking
tokens,
far.
the tokens were because I have on global illumination mode.
Oh, because you were just trying to fix it.
Yeah.
So what was the token issue?
The token issue is that they were assigned as general tokens,
Not specific.
not assigned to a character. So they're not technically your tokens; they're just things there.
Oh, and that's why we couldn't see, because we couldn't.
Yes.
We didn't have permission on them.
Well, because they weren't
Ours.
ours or belong to a specific person who would have light. And where the hell there's
Hey, there we go. I see things now. Woo!
there we go.
So I'm probably gonna.
No, not it's not nearly Ninja. He doesn't technically exist in this game. Okay. So there we go with that. Now I just have to remove your tokens. And then,
Cast the light on the crystal, put the crystal, affix it to my staff.
alright, calm
So-
down, Gandalf.
Hey, it's not a bad idea.
No, it's not.
Fucking glow stick light or walking stick, I can live with that.
Want to get a dance raven here.
Just don't try to solo a Balrog, alright?
We all want the XP.
Fly, you fools! If it'll make me an 18th level wizard, fuck yeah. I'll probably die the fuck out, but
Okay.
see, hobo wizard.
But problem solved.
Kind of like a scruffier looking version of Caleb. From like, I think that was what, second season?
Yep.
Second season, Critical Role.
But you cross there's a large path that does line from the gated area or the walled off area separating the Godswood from the rest of the city proper.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of splits off in a couple of areas. This path is actually, as you're walking into it, the Godswood is lower on the ground level, and what you're walking on is kind of a dirt-covered bridge, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
And there are several spaces where, off of the main walkway, it kind of goes down into the Godswood itself, towards the ground level, as it were. So the whole of this place
She gonna be
exists
tall
kind
enough
of
to
in
get back up the bridge when we leave?
Hmm?
She gonna be tall enough to get back up the bridge when we leave?
Yes.
Not that short. Not like a halfling or something.
But essentially, you can start descending to one of these and into the grounds below. As you can't really use this main walkway to see anywhere except for really straight ahead due to tree cover
Mm-hmm.
and the canopy kind of overlapping,
Mm-hmm.
except for straight ahead to where you see this very large tree off into the distance.
Hmm.
But we will pick up next time with you entering, kind of getting down onto ground level.
Right on.
Yeah.
Progress.
Progress.
Hmm.
I consider it progress. Opening kind of introduction, people getting to know each other. All good things. All good things.
Yes, I'm enjoying getting to know my snack boxes.
Juice boxes.
Juice boxes.
Capri.
Did
Sun.
you
Wrong
just call
character
it-
for that.
Yeah, I'm a little bigger than you. I might just have to slap you with my book.
I'll turn you into it.
Turn me into my book?
Yep.
I said I will charm you into it, meaning I will charm you into letting me bite you.
Uh-huh. If
Why
you
not?
say so.
It could work. Weirder things have happened.
Dab you with my magic pen. Like, no! Scribble, scribble, scribble.
But anyway, thank you everyone for joining us here tonight. We will be back Friday with something.
No, Friday is Christmas.
Is it Christmas?
Yeah.
It's Christmas
Uh-huh.
Day, you jackass. Just because
So
I
bring
work
us
it-
back on Friday.
We have plans.
D&D, I know.
You guys have plans. I have to work that day.
We have plans.
I know.
And
So,
then Saturday night I probably will be free. Saturday day I gotta go over to the other house to do presents with them.
we might be back Sunday. We might just take that time to... I don't know, Fluffy, what do you have? We'd have to get... You know what? Sure, we'll just come back on... We'll just take the rest of the week off.
Well, because Saturday is usually what? Rumor game, and then Sunday is Ray game, and then...
Yeah, but we don't know what everybody else's plans are, so we'll just reconvene on Monday when it's all good.
Or we could just kind of leave it up in the air, and if it happens,
If it happens, it happens. But we'll definitely be back for your trek into the Godswood here
On Monday.
on Monday.
Right.
Anything
I'd
else?
say-
Anything else is bonus stream.
I'd say Friday is definitely out, but maybe Saturday and Sunday could be.
Yeah, because I only have to
Like-
do shit during the day. Theoretically, that
Can-
leaves the night open.
Like tentatively opened for D&D or other games, Among Us, whatever the hell.
Among Us would be awesome.
We'll
Among
probably
Us
end up
would be
doing
fun.
Among Us because Ray may or may not be busy on Sunday.
Yeah, we don't know what we'll get together with everyone to see what's going on.
Just play nothing but Overcooked.
I mean, that's always a possibility.
I love the
We do. Hey,
A possibility.
it's a possibility. But hey, we've got Overcooked. We got new maps for Overcooked 2 to subject people.
DLC. We're having fun making fucking smoothie. 3 ingredient shit. God damn it.
Hey, it was only the one stage, then it got complicated.
Yeah, but it's like smoothies, and then like ah,
Oh, that was
and then
hilarious.
double meat burgers,
Hawaiian burger.
Hawaiian burger, pineapple on the burger.
There's pineapple. I've heard that. I'm still kind of against it, but it's more acceptable.
If it's grilled pineapple, you'd be for it.
That's exactly where I would be. Anyway,
Apple's good shit.
we will
That's
see you
two
all.
Two against you, Quinn.
We will see you all Monday. So take care of yourselves. Merry Christmas and other holidays.
I love that. We're gonna do a thing on Friday, but it's Christmas.
No.
We're gonna do a thing on Friday. Okay,
No.
Scrooge.
No, it's Festivus. Friday will be the traditional airing of grievances.
The only thing I have planned on Friday morning is to try to get my WoW presents.